Hi, and welcome back to It's Just Business with Lovey. This is where candid conversations become practical lessons for entrepreneurs. Each story offers a chance to learn from their experiences, challenges, and decisions that shape the businesses we build. Here we aim to inspire, inform, and strengthen through meaningful conversations and shared experiences. Thanks for being here. Let's go.
Let's say congratulations to Petite Code. She just got married, and I just want to show her all the love we can. Welcome to It's Just Business. Welcome into Miss Petite Code, TPC Online, where she has this beautiful products. This is her bonnet. Anybody that's been following me for a while know I love a good bonnet. And this right here is bonnet not to be played with, because inside is silk lined. Isn't it beautiful? And I just can't say enough. I need more Petite, but I was trying to be patient for you to come back from your honeymoon, because I know you got to restock and you got to get things together, but I'm ready for my extra large. And again, I'll be pulling this out. This is just, the quality is unbelievable. She also has do-rags, bags, and a couple other things. I'll let her tell you more about her products. She can tell you a lot better than I can with the quality of her products. So just to start, I'm going to read this. Miss Petite, she turned a sewing hobby into a thriving TPC online shop. She's a master of handmade hustle and a true believer in craftsmanship with the quality. For mass production, she is now online, and let's all give her some praise and welcome for achievement of becoming an entrepreneur and been in business for how long, Petite?
Well, officially maybe 3 or 4 years, but I've been sewing for quite some time.
So let's just jump in and tell us a little bit about you, about your why, and how you got here.
I just started off because I'm the oldest of 4, had messy siblings. I just started making them aprons and little chef hats because I'm just like, I'm not going to keep changing clothes. Let me just make y'all little aprons so you can mess that up and I can clean that. But I just started off with making little things around the house that we needed. And then it just developed into a business as I became an adult. I just saw the reason for me to be able to share that with other people. So that's the main why for me.
Bonnets before the aprons and stuff that you did? You find a more need for bonnets, or did you just have a preference for bonnets?
It was more so of a need at that time for the apron, bonnets and satin line and protecting your hair. As you can see, I have my little satin scrunchie in my head right now. I just believe protecting your hair. So that overpowered my love for chef attire. However, just for the love of just making items that I like. And I just like to be unique in certain things. That's why certain patterns, once they're gone, I made it again because I just like the, so it just changed with my adjustments in life.
Actually, that's the beauty of handmade products. It's one of a kind. And even if you use the same fabric for another one or something else, it's still one of a kind. This is especially important to me with my bonnets in the summer. When I start having a hot flash, I need to quickly find a scrunchie and put it on my hair, and I lose them. So they also become fashion wear for me. So I'm so glad that they're so cute that if I can match it with my outfit, I will. And I definitely do have my fashion wear this time of year with my scrunchies. So just tell me, where's the code? Petite Code. Can you tell us a little bit about the name?
On the short side, on the 4-foot club. So the word petite just seems so fitting. I have so many nicknames over my life. So petite was just always seeming like something that should fit for me. And then code, it was just the code of life, the code of me. So I just put that all together, the petite.
So what was the pivot when you went from doing the handmade that you realized, I really need to make this a business? I need to expand, whether it's online, or did you start off before you went online? Did you start off in the community? I noticed you have a lot of community activities, but is that where you started first?
It is. Word of mouth really built me up because I needed to have some crowdfunding in order to buy a better sewing machine or buy more materials or better materials and things like that over time. So it's definitely something that I had to initially crowdfund, and then it turned into something that I continue to do vendor events for. And then I was develop a website and be able to go on TikTok and just change from there. But it's definitely started off as a personal thing for me to be able to build up to this point.
Awesome. And I know we've talked about, and I've talked about on other panels about starting a business and people trying to figure out, well, how am I going to start this business? I don't have the funding for it. What am I going to do? I'm glad you said crowdfunding. That is an awesome way to start the business. It's actually better if you can get crowdfunding up before you actually get credit cards. Because like I mentioned before, some people have started a business using credit cards, especially knowing they had a large order before they started out. Where do you want to go with this? How far do you want to go? Where's your dream?
I'd say big enough for me to manage, because I still like to be able to touch everything, be able to develop it myself. I don't want it to lose that handmade, that hand touch for every single item feeling. So I would say anything that I can manage myself in-house. Other than that, I would be blessed with anything that this develops into over time.
actually very honorable and very well thought out because we always want to be scalable. Do you want to be in the big stores? Do you want to be in maybe some local boutiques? Or do you want to stay as you are, just fulfilling to the community and online and wherever your heart is?
Want to go into boutiques, not necessarily big box stores or things of that nature, because I still want to have that local feel to it. But if it's not myself selling it, I would my next step.
We have people that are national and possibly international. So if anyone out there hears about Petite, you want to try her product, any boutiques, you own a boutique, give it a try. Let her know and reach out to her. And if you're not following her already, I don't understand why. She is a phenomenal engager. She is a phenomenal person. Just love everything Petite Code. So definitely just reach out and give Petite some love. And you're going to hear me say again, and I sometimes repeat myself because I don't really speak to things that I don't believe in quite often. And the quality is definitely the quality. So to my bonnet lovers like me, make sure you get some in there. So Petite, do you have any products right now that you're able to show us and give us some oohs and ahs if you want to just share a little bit about that?
This is actually one of my later ones that I actually made to the wedding. As of right now, as you mentioned, I am a little bit behind with making my items just due to everything that we had going on. However, that is one of my later designs that I'm in the middle of creating more of it's lovely low and stitch. So I had to bring this one back. Although I typically say I don't bring it back, I did have to bring this one back just because the children typically, a few that I have in the developmental stages. So it's not even sewn yet, just stage. But this is a new that I have coming and one other one as well.
Oh, I love that.
Just trying to bring more vibrant colors, more things of that nature for the summertime.
Love that. I think when I asked you, I was like, anything in African print, and I already love those. So those are already on my list to add. When those get posted, let me know. I will be out there collecting those, and I hope I don't take them all. The other thing I love is Petite has bonnets for babies, for all the aunties, the moms, and finding the right size quality bonnet for babies is very important because if your auntie or grandma, whomever, and you deal with a little girl or boy, those bonnets are off their head before they wake up in the morning. And I can tell you, I'm a rough sleeper too. So that just tells you about the durability, the quality. So when we have those babies out there, make sure you add some of those to your cart. Do you happen to have any of the bags or anything else to share?
I have a bag that's with me right now. This is one of my tote bags. Oh. You can find this go to the store and pick out different patterns and things by myself, or I drag my husband along. But I definitely go there, hand pick all of the items, just making sure that I find the cutest little styles, things that'll make you unique, and go from there.
Do you have a special sourcing for your material, or do you get them local? If you find something, you just go for it?
And I chatty patty a lot in the sewing store. So sometimes different ladies or a few gents, they'll tell you about different websites that they have found so that I'm able to use some of their sourcing from there. But most of the time, I do like to go to my local shops so I can actually feel the care about what's going to go on someone's head, because I honestly, if there's a pattern that's too pretty, I might keep it for myself. But I definitely, if I wouldn't put it on someone else.
That's phenomenal. And I am the one that I don't typically wear them out, but I did have to go somewhere and I just couldn't take it off because I had color in my hair, a bunch of plastic bags. So I'm like, what if I'm going to do it right? That was the only one I felt comfortable with, just going on my way. And I just absolutely love it. I got more compliments on it. And I'm like, okay, y'all love it as much as I do. Okay, I'm for it. So let me just ask you, do a lot in the community. Can you tell us a little bit more about those community events, how you got involved? Because when I look at your website, it doesn't look like you're just out there being a vendor. It looks like you're out there building a
vendor event every first Saturday of the month. Live in Florida, so it's every first Saturday we're out there. It's several wonderful Black-owned businesses. A lot of them create our items by hand, and some of us are vendors for different companies. So it's definitely something that jumped into, gave back to my community, but also networked a little bit more with the folks who live right around. We have common ideas and things of that nature. Another one is another company that I actually use, but they're very local, and they do specific celebrations geared towards our community. So we'll do Juneteenth, we'll do Kwanzaa events. So those are the two main local sources that I use. It would be 1887 or Lawanda with Equity Court. I just try to keep everything as local as possible.
And this is in Florida. Where's Edenton close to?
It's too far from Orlando.
Okay.
So I'm in the Orlando area.
Okay. Well, keep pushing those products. And I'm telling you, I'm a boutique shopper. So I will definitely push when I go into my favorite boutique to add them to the collection. So one of the things It's Just Business community is about is just building that community, especially you being an online store. You still have your local community, but we're about building a community collectively online to help push us through those moments of challenges. And I was talking about that as a business owner, we don't have the luxury of being up at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning or in the middle of the day of bouncing ideas off of anyone. We have to sit there and figure out those ideas for ourselves. Some of us have business partners and it's really hard. So I think that's very important that we work to building an online business. It doesn't matter whether you're multi-marketing, whether you are a small business owner, you're thinking about going into business. This is a community that I'm really passionate about building because I have those moments. So that's the lead into what are some things you do to stay relevant as an online business owner and engaging and growing your community online so that you have resources and support systems to reach out to as you're continuing to grow your business?
Another great question. I'm definitely learning to utilize my resources on TikTok a little bit more. I have to say I was one of those people who are very nervous with what I put. Once it's out there, that's forever. So you wanted to make sure that it was quality anytime that you did it. So a lot of times I was just very nervous about how I put my items out there. However, I'm starting to record now, take more photos. I'm noticing the growth from there. I'm noticing even further more of the spread. So just definitely putting myself out there social media wise. I'm starting to gain that other places as well, but starting that traction on TikTok, building that community, building that network.
Right. And it is very important to keep posting and posting. I learned that the hard way. I learned to scale out months at a time and weeks at a time to post and prepare to post. So keep posting. And your products are so well made, Petite. I would also recommend that ask your clients for pictures. Ask them to send you pictures. And I have one. I'll send you some. Ask your clients to send you pictures and post those pictures. Those baby pictures, really hard to find that good quality bonnet for babies. How do you go about protecting your energy when you're in these difficult times? What do you do to continue to thrive as a business owner?
At the end of the day, I like sewing. So I stay centered on that. I like creating. So even if the business aspect portion falls through, I'm still able to create and maybe give things away. So I still like to focusing in on the monetary because that'll come over time.
Right.
I can't expect overnight growth. Everybody's
Right.
not that blessed,
Right.
but it's definitely something that I wanted to make sure I stayed key on and just remember the why I do this is because I like to design.
It's always important to remember your why. You correct me, is that your way of protecting your energy is to continue in your craft and making your products. So what do you see growing with your business as far as bringing on new products? What are some new products that you may be considering?
Nightgowns. I've been asked to make little nighties for the ladies, little lace nighties. So that is something that I do have on my menu at some point. I'm still scoping out the material. Like I said, I'm very particular with what material that I would put on myself. So I want to garner that for others. So while I do my research, that is something that I have on the back of my mind.
What are some of the favorite products you hear feedback from your clientele?
They love the satin lined bonnets and that they can actually match with some of their children. I have at the vendor events, I do a promo where I do mommy and me bonnets. So you can get a child sized bonnet and an adult bonnet. And I do a little price reduction for that if you're going to be matching with your little one. So I get a lot of feedback on that, a lot of messages, text messages and things of that nature. And you're so right. I should start asking folks if I'm able to post them online just to be able to show other people what I can see. But I get a lot of feedback on folks just loving the fact that they're able to match with them.
I love how you said you wanted to keep it close enough for you to still have your hands on your products. That is very important. And I'm personally willing to pay more for handmade and quality. Mika said her products are custom and she loves them and your hands are gifted. Consistency is key.
Okay. Like if someone sends me their picture, the
Right.
message is how I get it.
Okay.
But they typically don't post it. That's why I typically don't ask folks. But once you never know unless you ask, they might want me to be able to do that. So I'll definitely start asking folks, hey, would you mind if I post this just so others can see?
Someone asked, how long have you been doing your business?
My business since 2022, but sewing in general, probably since I was in middle school. I'm in my 30s as of right now. So I took a sewing class in middle school. So that's how I was able to learn the techniques of getting everything down pat and just been doing it from there.
I always had the desire to sew, but I don't think I had the patience. I tried and it's funny. My mom was like, she's like, I just don't think you're teachable with sewing.
I think everybody is.
No, she was right. I was an adult, so it didn't hurt. It wasn't a dream popped as a child. She definitely encouraged me through life, but that was one time she's like, I don't think you're made out for this. Let's try something else. That's what it's like. You have to have those moms to be honest so that you don't end up in life thinking you can sing and you can't, or thinking you can dance and you can't. Protect your kids. Don't let them out there doing anything like that, y'all. Come on. Let's protect our kids. We don't want them out there thinking they can dance when they really can't. And that's how she was. Who is your inspiration in general in not only your business, but continuing in your craft, whether it's someone with your craft or your business? Who are your inspirations?
As of right now, and it's one of the latest people that I actually reached out to for some advice at the direction of Mika. But the creator of FNW, her name is Alex. She's actually one of my latest inspirations. I do like some of the designs that they're putting out, how unique it is, some of the videos that they're putting out to promote it. I do see the growth that she's had over time and just watching how she's moved as a business owner. I love that. Outside of business, I would have to say my own mother, just because of how realistic she remains. There's a lot of decisions that you have to make as a business owner. You definitely want to participate in every vendor event, but you have to consider the cost that it takes to participate, what it would take to be there, how long you would be there, the cost that you might be able to take in from being there. So it's a lot of things that you have to remain realistic about while you're still chasing your dreams through your own business.
And for those that don't know, tell us a little bit about F&W. You see, I just smiled and I feel so pleased.
So I actually started on TikTok in Mika's lounge for Beyond the Gates, just talking about the show, finding other people with the same common like mind. And that's how we have some of our family in this room. But in general, she has a few of the cast from the show and they're able to interview. So one day she did have Alex, the creator of the F&W business, on her show. She was able to create the connection and I was able to reach out to Alex on the back end to get some advice. But Alex is the creator of the Chelsea cat bags, the Anita baby that you see on the Beyond the Gates show. So it was very nice to be able to put a face, a name during the interview, but to also be able to correspond with her on the back end as well. I think that was a beautiful connection to have.
It is, and it's remarkable to be at that level, to have the question and to hopefully become a mentor to you. We want to go ahead and claim that because we all could use a good mentor. And I just want to take a step back and explain to the community here that is not familiar with BTG. It's a soap opera called Beyond the Gates. It's the first soap opera and new soap opera in over 25 years that the lead cast is predominantly Black. And this is definitely, I say, Black excellence. We are talking about some of the veterans in soap opera that are the leads on this show. So what they did on the show is they started, two of the pros are designers, and they have a bag design line called Chelsea cats. They're very cute. I have not ordered mine yet. I don't know if I want the original or the Anita baby, but I love them both. And Anita baby, they started out with a red. They went into pink because her character has breast cancer. So taking it, that was homage to that and showing support there. So hopefully building each other's opportunities in general, whatever they may be. So I got excited for that. I had to stop and give some background with everybody and give them a little bit information. Now, let me ask you this. Okay, I'm not going to get too much on the show, but if there's one person on the show, one character on the show, who do you admire most and why?
Say Naomi, especially because she was able to come and speak with us and explain her character a little bit more. You understand why she makes certain decisions. Really love the fact that she was able to stand up to Jacob's brother, who was asking something very inappropriate, to basically have her share the phone with their mother, not the purpose of the phone. So I like that she stood her ground no matter how much it may have hurt her on the back end. So I have to say her. It's Naomi.
She's one of my favorite too. Loving it. If you guys have not watched it, just go out there and support them. Again, it's a Black excellence, all Black cast, the first soap opera in over 25 years that brought some veterans out of retirement back into the world of soap operas. So want to get back into giving some business lessons to those that are thinking about becoming a business owner and wanting to know, what is the hardest lesson you've learned so far? How did you overcome it? And what are you going to do to prevent that from happening again?
That you're probably not going to hit every goal that you have mentally created for yourself. And that's okay. As long as you're still progressing and you still have the desire to create and to continue to move forward, I think that's the biggest portion. But just knowing that you're not going to hit every goal that you have. Some vendor events may not work out to your benefit. You might have just been there and made only one connection, but that connection is extremely solid and beneficial for you. So you just have to be able to see the positives along with gaining the lessons of the negatives. I guess that would be my biggest takeaway.
That's important to remember as a business owner. It's okay. I always say, business owners, give yourself grace when you make mistakes. Can you tell us a little bit more about Stitch with Purpose and why do you stitch with a purpose?
So one of my designs specifically is in high school right now. He's 17. My world, his birthday's in the same month, my birthday month. So we're both very close to me. It's the little puzzle piece print that you might see on my site, but I call that Boogie Speaks. His nickname is Boogie. That's what I call him. Just named that after him, created for him as something as my purpose to be able to give back along with something that I originally like to do. And then also while doing that, anything that sells from those, I give him the money. I put it on his card so he can buy whatever you want. So that's pretty much my purpose, just being able to create, give back to my brother along the way, but also create awareness along that journey.
Love that. We got to put some money in that baby's pocket. He's 17 years old. We're going to put some money in that baby's pockets. I don't know who to give it to, but I'm going to find a way to give it to somebody. But I love that. Do you do any special promotions during the awareness month for autism?
Just create a lot of those en masse, because a lot of the times the classes that he's in, some of the parents might want some, or a lot of the vendor events, it really sells during the beginning of the teacher years, because a lot of teachers like to spread awareness and things of that nature. So I know the times of years that it gets pretty big for them, but in general, I just try to make sure that they're always in stock, because it's an expensive budget. So I try to make sure that he keeps a little something in his pocket.
We had a guest up here it's called Chicago Volunteer Doulas, and it's a program that provides doulas for free in the community or at a very low cost. And she said one of the things that they need is just pretty much gifts for the moms and babies. So when you make a stock of that, put my name on it. I'll let offline how many I want or what my budget is. And I would love to send them there so that those moms can experience that. You let me know when you're ready. I would love to give back to that community. And that's, again, what we do here at It's Just Business. When there's a nonprofit, we also take an opportunity to give back to different nonprofits. I feel very strong in protecting our community holistically as much as I possibly can. If there's anyone that has any questions, we're right about at that moment that we're going to start bringing people up, allowing them the opportunity to either ask questions or you can put your questions in the chat. So if you have any questions for Petite Code and you want to come up, you can go ahead and send those invites now. Have reached out to any boutiques, and what is the minimum or the average order that they request before they
just started my journey on that, and I've had to give me a call back to be able to gearing myself into the newer boutiques, because I do feel like it would be something that they would be able to make room for me for. Some of the older locations, I am noticing that they might be a little bit more reserved when it comes to giving any face. So I am gearing towards the newer boutiques at this time. So I am learning that it's easier to get into the newer boutiques than it is the more established boutiques.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. I must take a step back and just show you. She has different types of products, but one of my favorite are her bonnets. Best part is the inside is silk lined. Protect your hair.
Absolutely. And just to show a few of the smaller sizes. So this is more or so of the big.
I was going to ask you that.
Different sizes.
I was going to ask you if you had a rounder here, because mine, I bought some before here, and the elastic was really tight, and so it hurt. So I wanted one for a bite size.
Gotcha. It definitely does. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but it's made with a thicker elastic band, because I do know sometimes it hurts, it digs in your head. It still comes off, feels secure, but not feel tight, if that makes sense.
Great work, young lady. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
And Sassy also knows I love a good bonnet, and that is a good bonnet. And she also sends a scrunchie with it, and I love the quality. It's all over the place.
All bonnets come with the scrunchie, no matter what size.
Is that leopard?
Yes.
Oh, and where do we
I call her Cookie, though.
the order?
I have a.
Oh, wow.
I don't want to traffic Lovey's page. The link is in my bio.
Okay, sweetheart. Thank you, sir. Sir.
Just follow her. You'll get all. Go ahead. Hey, Sass.
Wagwan. Hey, Petite Coat. Congratulations. I'm bald. I keep my hair low. Do you have, because bonnets just be flapping around because I ain't got much hair. Do you have anything closer to the scalp?
So I do make do-rags as well. I took a few of them down off of my site to make some changes or enhancements. I don't know if you were here at the beginning of the interview where I mentioned once I change something, I typically change it up and then put it back. So I am in the midst of making some updates for those, but once I get those back on the site, that would be perfect.
Okay. Will it have the same silk interior?
Yes, I have everything that is silk or satin lined. I believe in protecting our hair dries out very fast depending on what fabrics are laid up against them. So I want to make sure that everything is silk or satin lined.
Okay, thank you. And my final question is, you said do-rag, is it going to be like, do I have to tie it around, or will it have the elastic?
It would be something that you would tie around. It's more so like the fashion do-rag. So it would be satin lined. The print on the outside would always be something cute. And then it would be something that you would just be able to tie once or twice.
Thank you so much, and congratulations.
They're very stylish, just like her bonnets are very stylish.
You have one on my website that should be up.
Okay, awesome. Does anybody else in the chat have any questions or anything else? So, Petite, I always like, and you guys still have opportunities to ask questions. And I just wanted to say, as you look forward, what's one dream milestone you're looking forward to for your shop?
To take the advice that I gained from Alex from FNW, not only did she suggest for me to be in boutiques, wrote up on my board behind me, several other things that she told me goal-wise to be able to achieve. So The first thing would be to get into a boutique. The next thing would be to just follow the next steps of the feedback that she gave because it worked for her. So I'm sure it should work for me as well.
And it is. And we're going to manifest that in your background too with your goal to reach that. Just wanted to go ahead and give the opportunity for you to give your final thoughts.
Appreciate all the support. This is actually my first interview of this kind. So I appreciate you taking that chance with me and just being patient with all the questions that I had along the way. And I do appreciate all the support that I'm getting on TikTok. As I mentioned before, I was the type of person that was afraid to share, afraid to upload and things of that nature, but all the support, the network that I've built, I just have to say thank you to everybody for that. Just very appreciative.
And you're only going to continue to grow. Hey, Mika, did you have any questions or you wanted to input anything?
I just wanted to say I'm so proud of Petite. I'm so thankful that God allowed her to cross. Very thankful for her. And I just want to let her know that I am looking forward. And I just want to tell her that I'm looking forward to those. You say you want to start making dresses or lingerie or something like that?
It's like little 90s.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Like some lace 90s and things of that nature, just trying to find the perfect fabric for it first.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to that. Always looking forward to supporting you anytime.
I am too. Continuous blessings and praises to you. Continue to push. We've now grown your community. I could at least say we've grown your community right here. I know my people out there, if they like your product, they're going to share it. You keep posting those pictures. Before we end, I just want to say thank you again, Ms. Petite, Code with TPC Online.